What's going on, everyone? Talen here, and welcome to another Marvel Future Fight video. Alright, so we are on the APK here, the pre-update version of the game, and we're going to be taking a look at one of the new characters, and that is going to be Slapstick. He's kind of the one that caught my attention the most out of them, so I decided to take a closer look at Slapstick before the others, so that's why we're doing this video first here. But before we get into that, I'm going to let you know that yes, this is still the APK version, so that means that it is still subject to change. So some of the damage, the values, the numbers could still change from now until the live update, so do keep that in mind when I'm showing off the character here. And also, this video is brought to you by Netmarble and the Star Agents program. So with that out of the way, let's take a closer look at Slapstick here. He is going to be the universal character of this update, which is fantastic because we definitely need more universal characters, so I'm quite happy about that. And also, if we take a look here, he is a physical damage character, which is also very nice because we do have a lot of good physical damage characters now, but definitely the energy attack in the game is outshining the physical attack characters, so it's good to add another one to the list of physical attack characters that actually can hold his own here, because Slapstick, he surprised me when I started doing some testing with him. He does quite a bit of damage, so let's go ahead and take a look at his skills here. First, I don't have any Ura on him. We do have his gears at 25, which is nice because it helps out with his stats, because on the test build right here, we don't have a lot of kind of the substats. We don't have like a lot of attack speed, crit rate, or crit damage, but we do have our ignore defense and skill cooldown maxed out. So let's take a look at his kit here, what his skills and his passives are giving him. So his tier 2 passive is going to be activation rate 1 attacking, 40% chance to increase all attack by 30%, all defense by 20%, and all speed 1%, and that lasts for 10 seconds. And then we have increased skill damage by 30% and bonus damage by 42%, but that is only on a only lasts for 5 seconds, and it is on a 5-second cooldown. So not sure how I feel about that. I don't really like passives that require an extra step to activate. I like them to just be activated all the time. So this is when attacking, which of course is the better of the two options. Definitely don't like it for when getting hits, because that's just a little more annoying. It's a 40% chance, so it should be active pretty much the entire time. You're definitely going to have your all attack and all defense buff all the time, because that's for 10 seconds. So it should be getting refreshed. So as soon as 5 seconds have passed, in the next 5 seconds, I definitely see it being activated again by your next attack. And then with the other one, for the 5 second, there's probably a little bit of downtime, but nothing too crazy. So for intensive purposes here, it's going to be activated pretty much the entire time. So I'm not sure why they didn't just make it a flat boost like everyone else. The first skill here, we don't have anything too crazy on it. We've got a little bit of burn damage. The second skill, we do have a chance to penetrate, 75% chance, and it looks like it penetrates everything: super armor, barrier, shield, all damage, immune, and invincibility. And then we do have a 100% chance to be immune to all damage for 4 seconds. So that's why you want to level up this skill. As you can see, we have it at level 6, because we do not start at 100% chance for the damage immunity, and you do not start at 75% chance of the penetration. So you will want to level it up for those stats there. Then we have some more some more burn damage on the third skill. And then his 4-star passive is a revive, which is quite nice. So we have another revive character here. And then the 4th skill is leveled up because we get that extra all defense down, and it does ignore immunity. So it applies to World Boss Ultimate, which is fantastic. You get super armor, all defense by 60%, which is quite substantial there. And then all attack 30%, all speed 1%, crit rate 30%, so definitely a good skill there. And then the 5th skill, some more burn damage, and then we have some damage accumulation, and that's based off the damage that he deals to the enemy, and it only goes up to 10%, so it's nothing too crazy, but hey, 10% all attack, I mean, it's better to have it than not, right? And then you do have 6 seconds of invincibility, which is fantastic. I love invincibility on skills. His leadership is lightning resist, which I think we only have like 2 other characters that have lightning resist, so it's kind of a unique leadership, but I mean, it's not going to really be a useful leadership, but maybe it could be later in the future of the game, but for right now, it's not going to be that useful. We haven't done anything with type enhancement. The ASO8 set, I have Hawk's Eye on him. I'm definitely not saying that that's the preferred set for him. That's just the set that I needed to max out his stats. because right here on the test build, we are only in a level 1 alliance, so I don't have all of the alliance bonuses. So I have basically just my card stats to go off of, and then just the stats from the gears and building the character himself. So that's why I have Hawk's Eye here to get that extra skill cooldown. But I definitely think Power of the Angry Hawk would be a good option for him to get that attack speed, because he definitely could use it. He only has like 2% attack speed from this, because he gets like 1% here and 1% down here or something. Yeah, so he could use attack speed for sure, so I'd go with that. And then for his Obelisk right now, or CTP in this case, I do have a CTP of Destruction, because I was just testing him out with this, because I was getting guard broken quite a few times after my invincibility wore off, so I kind of wanted that guard break immunity. But then after playing with him a little bit more, found that the guard break immunity wasn't all that important, because you're getting all of your damage off while you have the invincibility up. So I think he would be better off with a CTP of energy right now, because he does have a lot of hits, because you're going to be skill canceling the 5th skill into the 4th skill for your damage proc. So you're going to have a lot of hits going on, so you'll take advantage of that chain hit damage. Of course, no uniform here. So let's go ahead and take a look at him in action here and show him off against one of the world boss fights, so you can see his skill rotation and also his damage. Alright, so here we are at World Boss Ultimate. We have Proxima here, and that's because he is a physical damage dealer, so Proxima will be a good test subject to try him out against. And we're going to be doing stage 37. That is the highest stage that I have available to me on the test build here. We have Winter Soldier for just the 30% leadership, so I'm not going too overboard here. And then we do have Wave for her tier 2 support. So just giving him a little bit of support, but not a ton of it. And then we're going to go with no strikers so that we can see his damage without any assistance. Alright, so one of the main things that you might have noticed when I was going over his skills is that his 5th skill is on a 21-second cooldown. So with max skill cooldown, you're at 10.5 seconds. So that means that it should kind of throw off your rotation, but it doesn't really seem to. So if we hop into the 5th skill here, you wait, boom, until you see the comic book come up, and then you hop into the 4th skill, and that's where you get your damage proc. Then you run around for a second, shoot off the 2nd skill. What I don't like about the 2nd skill is, as you can see, Proxima, when she gets out of range, he still uses the 2nd skill, but you can't cancel it or anything like that. You're kind of rooted in place. So that's one of the disadvantages to him that I don't like. But besides that, he's pretty nice to play. As you can see, that damage is really good, and that's because he has the all defense down in those skills. Oh, and I didn't hop into the 2nd skill quick enough there because I was talking. All right, don't get time frozen here. Come on, Slapstick. And then I think I canceled it a little too early. Yeah, a little too early. I could tell I canceled it too early because he didn't get that explosion at the end. But you can see his damage is quite amazing. He has really good damage. And, oh, there we go. Watch this revive animation. Just gets pulled up by that beam of light. He's like, hey, I'm still here. All right, let's avoid all the purple circles here. I should have one more set of them. Oh, okay. All right, so now we're going to hop back in here, get our damage proc off again, and then go into the 2nd skill here. And then we kite around a little bit, and then hop back into the skill rotation. So that's kind of what I've been doing to keep the damage proc in line, and it seems really good, but to keep like safe the entire time, you can hop into the 3rd skill after the 2nd skill there. You have an iframe, and then you can hop into the 5th skill, and you can just do a full rotation that way so that you're always using a skill. And that's kind of the reason why I gave him the CTP of Destruction, is because when I'm trying to get that 3rd skill off, oh, probably dead here. When I try to get that 3rd skill off, I get guard broken a ton. So that's why I was trying him with guard break immunity, but all of your damage, as you saw, was coming from your 5-4 combo. So you don't really need that, because if you use the 2nd skill, you're just using the 2nd skill for your damage immunity. So if you get guard broken out of that, it's no big deal. You'll just kind of run around until your 5th skill is ready. And your 5th skill you can use from a pretty good distance, and he goes into an iframe immediately. So I found that he's pretty safe to play. And then his damage proc is pretty consistent in terms of being able to land it on the 5-4 combo right there. So I wouldn't really worry too much about the long cooldown on his skills. And also, I wouldn't be too worried about giving him like a regular damage proc opposed to having like a CTP of Rage or something like that. because usually when you see characters that have these long skill cooldowns, you're like, oh great, they probably need a CTP of Rage, but not Slapstick here. Slapstick does just fine with a regular Obelisk or a CTP of Destruction, CTP of Energy as well. I'm thinking CTP of Energy will be the best kind of option for him. I have not tried him with a CTP of Rage yet, and I'm curious to see how he'll do. So that's what we're going to try next, is I'm going to go ahead and equip a CTP of Rage on him and see if we get a massive damage boost or not, or if he will do just as well with the CTP of Destruction here. Yeah, so let's go ahead and hop back to when I have a CTP of Rage equipped on him. Okay, so now we're loading in with the CTP of Rage, and do keep in mind that on this account right here, I do not have max crit rate, and I do not have max dodge, so that will affect the damage a little bit, but we should still be able to see if the CTP of Rage is going to be a good option on him or not. And I did try him without any Obelisk at all, and he performed quite well too. So he was able to do really good damage even without any Obelisk equipped, and that was just because of his oh, see, we're getting guard broken right there, which is one of the things that I didn't like, because now I can't really get into the third skill. But yeah, look at that damage. The damage is really nice. So we just hop into that. I did that a little too soon. Oh, get back here, Proxima. Yeah, so the damage is definitely a lot better with the CTP of Rage, but most characters you will say the same thing about. CTP of Rage is pretty much a top option on like any character, just because of the way that it works against world bosses here. But yeah, as you can see, he's not doing like a ton more damage than he was. We're gonna die here than with the CTP of Destruction, so it's not gonna be like, you know, like a must. It's not like, okay, I'm gonna need to put a CTP of Rage on him to perform on the higher stages of World Boss Ultimate. No, even with a CTP of Energy, CTP of Destruction, a standard 200% damage proc with probably crit rate or crit damage on it, he's going to perform very well. So yeah, overall, I'm really liking Slapstick here. He's impressed me with his damage. His survivability is kind of better than I thought it was going to be. After I saw how long of a cooldown he had on the 5th skill, I was like, oh great, that's probably going to affect his survivability quite a bit, but it ended up not being a huge deal. And I think I'm canceling this a little too early. Oh no, I got it, because there's that bomb, and then, oh, are we going to get... Nope, no purple circles right there. So yeah, Slapstick, he's a really fun character, and I'm actually quite happy with him so far. Oh, but before we end the video here, I'll let you know that Slapstick is a bio subscription character, so there is that. So he is going to be a paywall. So if we go ahead and click here, monthly bonus deals get 20 biometrics. So he is going to be our bio sub character of this update, so keep that in mind. I mean, from what I'm seeing right here, he definitely seems worth it. He's doing a lot of damage. He's a universal. He does physical damage, so he's got quite a bit going for him. He's got a revive. He's got the invincibility. He's got all defense down. So yeah, overall, he's looking like a very solid character to me, but let me know how you're liking him in the comments below from any of the content that you've seen right here today, or from other content creators, if you think Slapstick's going to be a character you want to pick up or not, if you like his quirky style, if you like all of his unique animations, like when he does his, I didn't even show off the normal attacks, it says like bam and stuff like that, doesn't it? Like bam, pow, like you see in the comic books. Yeah, it just says bam, 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 bam. And then if you're far away, I think he says something else, right? Yeah, snap, snap. He just like snaps like a little lightning at him or something. He's like, ch, ch, ch. Yeah, and then he's got the lightning there. So it's kind of a theme for him. I think he's got like high lightning resist as well or something like that. Yeah, so overall, just a really fun character. And I didn't really show off the first skill, but first skill right there, it has the same thing, bam, bam, and then it says boom for all of the explosions. And of course, you probably noticed with the beam here, it actually spells out the word beam, which is quite funny, and then he throws the guns at him and it explodes. So he's got a lot of little quirks like that that I actually really like. So I didn't know how I was going to feel about this character when they first announced him in the sneak peek, but after playing him here hands-on, yeah, I'm a fan, so I'm definitely going to be unlocking him and ranking him up on the live server when I get the chance. But yeah, like I said, let me know what you guys think of him, if you're going to pick him up or not. And that'll be it for this video here. Hope you guys enjoyed, and of course I will catch you in the next one.